What's up guys, TGugs123HD here, and welcome to the 23 and under Team of the Year predictions. I need to start off right away with a big apology. This video is not going to be anywhere near as good in quality as our previous prediction videos, and that's because everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. All the gameplay clips that I recorded were corrupt. My Elgato is not working properly. I'll be putting an MLB video out either after this or before this, and you'll see that I couldn't edit that clip at all because my Elgato wasn't working properly. Same thing with the gameplay clips I recorded for this video, so it's just going to be boring and blank. And I honestly didn't even want to upload this. I just wanted to give up, but I know if I didn't, you guys would raise hell. So I had to get something out there for you guys. Some kind of prediction, even though it's a really crappy video. I hope you guys can forgive me for that. Additionally, one of our graphics guys went MIA, so we don't have any of the cards to show you. So It's NHL made us a thumbnail picture background thingy. I'm just gonna leave that on the screen the whole time, and you guys are just gonna have to listen to the audio. I'm really sorry, but everything just went wrong this week, and I feel bad putting this video out, but I feel worse if I don't put anything out. So hopefully you guys can forgive me like I said before, and hopefully you guys still enjoy. Just like last week, KP8 Gaming and It's NHL did all the graphic work for the video. Christian from the Chell Network and myself did the predictions. Christian did the rating predictions, and I did the editing and commentary. Links to everyone's Twitter in the description, as well as the YouTube channels of me, the Chell Network, and It's NHL. Be sure to subscribe and follow all of us for more information regarding Team of the Year and stuff like that. Just to clear things up beforehand, the format for the under 23 Team of the Year, the 23 and under Team of the Year rather, is 2 lines of NHL forwards based on offensive performance, 1 line of NHL forwards based on defensive performance, and 1 non-NHL line of forwards based on offensive performance, and then on defense it's 1 pairing of NHL defensemen based on offensive performance, 1 line of NHL defensemen based on defensive performance, and then 1 non-NHL defensive pairing based on offensive performance. And then for the goalies, there's 1 NHL goalie and 1 non-NHL goalie. That being said, let's start off with the first line, and the first player on that line is Evgeny Kuznetsov. The Washington Capitals are stacked this year, but believe it or not, their highest point getter isn't Ovechkin or Backstrom, it's actually Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov is 7th in the NHL in points and is almost a lock for the 23 and under Team of the Year unless they decide to exclude him from that in order to put him on the offensive Team of the Year instead. I'm not sure how they're going to handle players like him. Either way, Kuznetsov is guaranteed a Team of the Year card one way or another, and it'll be an absolute beauty with great skating, great shooting, just great offensive stats in general. Next up, we have Johnny Gaudreau, who's actually tied with Kuznetsov in points. He's in the same position that Kuznetsov is in. He's a lock unless they decide to omit him and put him in the offensive Team of the Year instead. Gaudreau's Team of the Year card may be the best card in the game. He'd be extremely fast, extremely agile, great hands, great shooting. His only weakness would be his physical play. He'd get knocked around quite a bit because he's like 5'2" or something like that. He's really small. The next player is Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov probably should have made the Community Team of the Year, but the community decided not to vote for him because they thought he would get under 23 Team of the Year, which makes no sense to me because they continued to vote for Monahan and caused a whole big fight about Monahan, even though Monahan probably would have made 23 and under, which, I don't know, whatever. Makes no sense to me, but anyway, Kucherov is the next prediction. Kucherov has 29 goals and 32 assists on the season, and I would consider him a lock as well. Kucherov's Team of the Year card would be fantastic offensively, good speed, good shooting, good skating, just about average on the defensive and checking end of things though. Our fourth forward, and the first one on the second line, is Philip Forsberg. Forsberg has surpassed the 30-goal mark in his second season in the NHL with 31 goals and 25 assists. Forsberg is very similar to Kucherov in that he'll be great offensively but only average defensively. Now this is where things start to get interesting. There's a whole cluster of forwards 23 and under that have between 48 and 53 points, and only 2 spots remain, so it'll be interesting to see who EA decides to put. Filling the first of those 2 spots in our predictions, we have Vincent Trocheck. I was a little surprised when I saw this when looking at the stats, but Trocheck has had a very good season with 25 goals and 28 assists. Trocheck is a very solid two-way player, and of all the players we've predicted so far, he's probably the best defensively. And for the 6th spot for offensive forwards, we are going with Nathan MacKinnon. Now, just to show how close it is, Johansson, Galchenyuk, Toffoli, Scheifele, Eichel, Draisaitl, and Huberdeau are all very, very close to McKinnon in points and have very, very similar stat lines. You also have McDavid, who has a lot less points than McKinnon does, but also has a lot less games played. Any of the forwards we listed could easily make it, however, we decided that we think McKinnon is probably the most likely. McKinnon has 21 goals and 31 assists on the year for a total of 52 points. I love McKinnon's regular card, so his Team of the Year card will probably be ridiculous. He's really, really fast with good hands and good shooting. Now onto the defensive line. First up, we have Gabriel Landeskog. A lot of you guys asked about Landeskog for Defensive Team of the Year. Well, here he is. Apart from the defensive play of Landeskog compared to the forwards that made the Defensive Team of the Year, part of the reason why they left him off might have been because they wanted to save him for the 23 and under Team of the Year. Landeskog is a fantastic two-way player, and his Team of the Year card may be one of the best all-around players in the game. Not only can he skate, shoot, and deke, he can also hit and defend. By the way, the same disclaimer applies for the defensive lines on this Team of the Year that applied to the Defensive Team of the Year predictions. These are very hard to predict, so don't take our word for it that these are right. Don't assume we're right. Do your own research and decide, make your own mind up, because there's a very good chance that these are not right. That being said, our second prediction for the defensive forward line is Boone Jenner, or should I call him Caitlin? Jenner has had a breakout year for the Blue Jackets, not only offensively, but defensively as well, and he's been one of their only decent players this season. Jenner will be a good power forward to have, maybe on your second or third line, depending on how good your team is. Now, our third prediction for the defensive line is either Mark Stone or JG Pageau. The reason we list two is because we're not sure what they're going to do about Stone. Stone should be a lock. If he's good enough to make the Defensive Team of the Year, he should definitely be good enough to make the under-23 defensive line. However, they're said they're going to do whatever they can to reduce duplicate Team of the Year cards. So, we're putting Pageau here as a backup in case Stone is excluded because of his other Team of the Year card. Like we said in the other video, Stone leads the NHL in takeaways and has almost double the next highest player. Stone's Team of the Year card would be great power forward to have, all the same stuff we said in the last video. He's a 94 overall, you guys have already seen him. It won't be a new card, it won't be an increase, it'll just be a re-release of the same card if he does make the under 23 Team of the Year. Now on to the non-NHL forwards. First up, we have the leader in points throughout the entire CHL, Connor Garland. Garland has 128 points on the season, and I think he has more Team of the Week cards than any other bronze player, but I'm too lazy to go through every single bronze player and check, to be honest. The former 5th round pick is having a great season, and will make the Team of the Year whether it be in the under 23 or whether it be in the offensive Team of the Year. He'd be really good for a bronze card, and probably even good enough to use on a regular team. Let's travel south from Canada now to the United States in the AHL, where Seth Griffith has 67 points in 51 games, earning him the next spot on this prediction. Similar to Garland, Griffith is also a former 5th round pick, and he has been phenomenal with Providence this season. Griffith wouldn't be the greatest defensively, but he looks amazing offensively, especially for a silver player, and I'm definitely going to have to try him out. For our third non-NHL forward, we're going to another league. We're going all the way to Finland, where Sebastian Aho plays. I hope I said his name right, but I probably didn't. It's 3 letters long, it can't be that far off. Aho has 45 points in 45 games for Karpat, which is phenomenal considering he's playing in a professional league, or at least a somewhat professional league. Assuming his Team of the Year will be higher than his International Player of the Game card, which I think is a safe assumption, he'll probably be a really good all-around player. Now onto the defensemen. First up we have John Klingberg, who I would say is a lock. Klingberg has 53 points this year, which is 13 more than any other defenseman that is age 23 or younger. Klingberg is very fast and agile and has a great shot and good hands, good passing, stuff like that. A very good offensive defenseman, although he's only average defensively, so if you let in a lot of goals, he might not be your ideal player. Next up is Shane Gostisbehere, and there may be a riot if Gostisbehere doesn't make the 23 and under Team of the Year. He's been phenomenal for Philadelphia since getting the call up from the AHL, and he's pretty much the whole reason they're even close to making the playoffs. Team of the Year Gostisbehere would probably be the best offensive defenseman in the game, except for maybe Carlson once he gets his Team of the Year card. He'd be ridiculously fast with good shooting and good hands. Now, onto the defensive defenseman. The same disclaimer applies as the defensive forwards. This is probably the hardest part of this Team of the Year to predict, but for the first player, we are going with Jacob Trouba. Trouba has been a very steady defenseman for Winnipeg all season long and has a plethora of block shots. His Team of the Year card would be great, a great player to have if you want a defenseman that can play offensively as well as defensively. The second defenseman on this second pairing is Adam Larsson. The Devils have had kind of an up and down season filled with lots of injuries, but Larsson's been one very consistent player, and pretty much the only consistent player for him this season. He's finally turning into the player they expected him to be defensively. Similar to Trouba, he had a plethora of block shots, and also similar to Trouba, he'd be a great two-way defender to use on your team. Our first non-NHL defenseman is the CHL point leader for defensemen, Ivan Provorov. The Flyers prospect has a ridiculous 21 goals and 52 assists this season. Provorov's Team of the Year card, even though it'll be a bronze card, will still be very, very good. The second non-NHL defenseman is Brandon Montour from the San Diego Gulls. Montour has 50 points in 60 games, and his Team of the Year card looks like it would be really, really solid. On to the goalies. For the NHL goalie, even though he has a flash forward card, I think you have to give it to John Gibson. He has more wins and a better goals against average than any of the other 23 and under goalies by far, and his save percentage is just as good, if not better, than all of them as well. And for the non-NHL goalie, we're going with Matt Murray. He's been phenomenal in the AHL this year and almost made the Community Team of the Year. He just narrowly got beaten out by Peter Budaj. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button down below. Comment what you think of the predictions if you have your own predictions, and be sure to subscribe to and follow all of us, and I'll see you guys next time.